So I mean, I really enjoyed the concept of growing grapes and making wine. So that was a firm thought in my head.
And you're like, oh, I like this.
Where we're going to do it, that was part of the journey.
Yeah.
So, and seeking out various places to grow world-class Pinot Noir. Keep it short, we wound up in the Dundee Hills of Oregon.
Shocking.
It's so shocking. Well, at the time it was. Our friends in California said, "You're going where to do what exactly?" And I think we can put that to bed.
Yeah.
So we just dug in and rolled up our sleeves, and we made wine. And then we had to figure out how to sell the wine. So we did that, and it's like, I mean, we knew it was a business, obviously.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I'm an English major. So, you know, keeping books, there was a learning curve there, but I had some good teachers, and so got that dialed in, and so I'm still doing most of the back of the house business stuff.
That's insane. I mean, that is such a steep learning curve, but also there's so many aspects of running a business like this that it's agriculture, but it's sales, but there's so many more. There's so much more minutia about having a business like this.
Well, there are at least 3 businesses under one umbrella. That's to your point, the agricultural component. There's the production, winemaking component, and then the selling component. And there are multiple tiers through which the wines are sold. And then, to your fine team's credit, is our retail arm, and near and dear to my heart. And we have built 2 tasting rooms. Our legacy tasting room is now the legacy tasting room. And then our latest iteration here, which we'll walk over, show off a little bit here in a minute.
Yeah, actually, we can kind of.
We'll start.
So the punching barrels, there's an actual process. The whole cellar team, Dan, Jesse, they work really hard to maintain those barrels.
They do. They have a very strict regimen and program to maintain and clean, preserve the barrels after bottling for the next vintage. So that really is the key to the longevity of our barrel program.
Absolutely. I had never heard of a barrel program like ours until I started working here. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Yes, we love our barrels. It's a huge component of the winemaking process.
But then, like, what the barrels impart to the wine, and that neutral oak, it still allows the fruit vibrancy to really speak. I mean, the fruit that we have access to in Oregon is so glorious that it would be a shame to over oak it, to overwork it. You know, it doesn't need that much. It should be complemented, but it shouldn't be, forced.
Exactly. Well, that's, back to our farming philosophy is trying to grow the right grape in the right place. And forcing things, they always tend to just look forced.
Yeah.
And what we do is difficult. It's intense. We have to pay a lot of attention. But at the end of the day, we don't want to force something into the glass. We want to usher it there. We want to bring it to the glass the same way you bring it to the table. And we don't want to step on it. And every step of the way, we want to only encourage from the vine through harvest, through the picking, through fermentation, and final bottling. We're just here to usher it through.
I love the more holistic winemaking style of, every vintage is going to be different. And what the winemaker is able to do is make the best wine that represents that vintage. It's not about making the same wine every year.
Right.
It's about, bringing the best attributes of that vintage in a glass. And I love that.
It's that entire growing season in that glass. It's just a travelogue of the vintage. And I would be not excited to be making exactly the same wine year in and year out.
No. And the 16 vintage for these Chardonnays, it's glorious. It still has vibrancy. It has a little bit, more bottle age on it, but it's elegant. It's so refined.
Yeah. Our Chardonnays do age well. We have a very the acid structure in these wines just gives it that framework that holds up the whole thing. And I've had some of our Chards that are 10 years and older. They don't usually. It's not because they don't last that long because they can't stand up to it. It's because I drink them, and that's I'm not gonna lie about that.
That's okay. Chardonnay does not last very long in my house either.
Yeah.
And what's great is that, with the Three Hills Cuvée, since it is a blend, it's not as small of case amounts that we're making, but this one we're running low on. We're almost out.
Did I do that?
I probably helped too.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all did. Well, we have a little more latitude in the quantity department with this, where we can bring in fruit from trusted sources. At Freedom Hill, we actually partnered with the Duché family to grow these very grapes. So we have a long-term relationship for the Chardonnay. And
we also make a single vineyard of the Freedom Hill Chardonnay.
we do some years, yes. And again, I kind of think
it's for you.
we share it. We're very careful where that wine goes because there's not a lot of it.
No.
So we're more than happy to share. All kidding aside. This was a whopper of a vintage.
It's just amazing the bouquet on this. I mean, it's 8 years old at this point. It has so much vibrancy left in it, and the aroma, like, it is complete red berry. You get the raspberry. You get this beautiful floral element. It is so engaging, so balanced. It's just incredible.
This was one of those benchmark years. The growing season was perfect. Everything went according to schedule. We were afforded the opportunity to indulge in hang time, which some years you might want to do that. For us on this site, it wasn't the appropriate thing to do. We spend a lot of time in our vineyards. We taste the berries as they grow, as we approach harvest, as we approach ripeness. We of course pay attention to the acids and the pHs and all that. It's very important. We take it seriously, but we also taste the grapes. And what we're looking for is physiological ripeness. In 2014, it came early, and we picked based on those assessments. So this wine in the nose portends all sorts of things. To your point, the fruits, the berries, the raspberries, I get that up front. And then you get to that mid palate, and I get even more excited.
Yeah.
Because the acid is bright and sparkly, and I know that it's going to tease all of those beautiful flavors all the way across my palate to the finish, and it's going to linger. And it's not going to hit me with a hammer. It's subtle, it's silky, it's elegant. I am just so excited to be still drinking this 2014 all these years later, and there are many more years
that we're also
to come for this wine if you can keep it tucked away. And these are amazing food wines. I mean, I tease Dawn a lot about, a date night is obviously with my husband, but it's also with the wine because your first splash is, you're sitting down to the meal or cooking the meal or whenever your first splash might happen. I love the journey of that wine throughout the evening, throughout the meal, as it evolves, as it opens up. Obviously, whatever food you're pairing it with is going to, kind of shadow what's going on in the glass. But it's like I'm having a wonderful experience with the wine, and it goes all through the entire meal.
I call wines like these narrative wines, because you get the story. like this wine, it tells you exactly where it's from, how it was made, what was going on. You get the beginning, you get the middle, and you get the end. And as it evolves over an evening, it's beautiful. It's a symphony.
It really is. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers to that.